Hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be giving the messages today. These are Path to Your Greatest Vision readings. These are prepaid in advance. Those of you who did get them know which secret code name is yours, and those of you who didn't know that you can choose any of the secret code names in the description with their timestamps. If you resonate to one, because there's most likely a message in there for you if you're drawn to one of the code names, right? Or if you just synchronistically click with one of the timestamps, right? There's usually a message in there for you. This new moon in Sagittarius is huge. Huge. I mean, given the rest of the month doesn't get any less huge. It doesn't get any less huge. But the energies coming out of this new moon, this is the true manifestation of our greatest visions. And if that means we have to completely turn to ash to rise from them, then that's exactly what we're doing. Now, I know some of you are going to have comments about the makeup. I was totally inspired, right? Shout out to the channel Clarity Delt and Claire, who owns and runs that channel, because she does little fun things with her makeup all the time, and she's inspired me to just have fun with this new moon energy. I'm a Sag, for crying out loud, right? I'm a fucking Sag. So I'm totally getting into my priestess prophet energy. And here we are. So the secret code names today are Happily Ever After, Picasso, Moonbeams, Nightingale, Archangel Michael, Rainbow River, Owl Wisdom, and Dolphins. Okay, so those are the 8 secret code names that I have for this event. Again, that's Happily Ever After, Picasso, Moonbeams, Nightingale, Archangel Michael, Rainbow River, Owl Wisdom, and Dolphins. So, without further ado, we're going to just get right into these readings. I'm so excited. So, because I know some of y'all have some beautiful alignments with this energy. If you were on my Patreon and you caught the cosmic currencies every day that I've been putting up, it's been building. This climactic energy has been building. It's been insane. It's been insane, and it's peaking, right? This is like the spark before the huge events. So I'm pumped. Oh, what time? 3 minutes. We'll do the first code name at 3 minutes. All right. Happily Ever After it is. Here we go. I'm using my Sacred Rebel Oracle, my Lightworker Oracle, my Night Sun Tarot, because I thought that's fitting. It's only a total eclipse, right? Black Sun. And my Hermetic Tarot, as well as my Universe Has Your Back deck. So, Happily Ever After, here we go. Spirit, please, what is the initial guidance for their path to their greatest visions for secret codename Happily Ever After, and those who would resonate to it and be drawn to it? What is the initial guidance on their path? Trust yourself. Trust yourself. It's in your nature to trust yourself. This card is self-explanatory. This is an ascension energy, right? It's card number 31. This is an ascension energy, and you're trusting your new self. You're trusting your new and improved version, right? You're trusting your nature. What else, Spirit? I'm going to read a little bit from the descriptions in this book, just because I love it, and I don't use it often, and so I like to get the messages for everybody clear on and how they resonate with them. So Spirit, please, for secret code name Happily Ever After, the path to their greatest visions, the Cosmic Heart and the Cosmic Christ. I love this card. It's card number 27. This is about balance, bringing in divine miracles in order to close cycles. So let me read some of this for you. Okay. It says, Cosmic Heart, Cosmic Christ. You are elevating your vibration towards the frequency of limitless supply and unconditional love. Spiritually, you are reaching for a high level of attainment. Past pain and self-defeating behavior shall no longer have a place in your heart. Christ consciousness is an expression of divine love that comes straight from the universal heart. It triggers a transmutation, an evolution so absolute that we are irrevocably changed. We increasingly become an embodied expression of pure divine will and an unwavering expression of divine love for all who are in need. This process takes lifetimes to complete, and as you proceed, you will receive countless blessings to support your journey and fulfill your soul purpose in serving love. There will be tests, and these give the spirit a chance to develop its mastery. There will be tests of forgiveness. It is easier to forgive when you don't harbor resentment at natural limitations, which is like being angry at the sun for not shining at night or during eclipses. Natural laws prevail, so whether we are speaking of the sun, a child, or ourselves as we grow, compassion allows forgiveness to flow more freely. There will also be tests of power. As you grow, you will become more powerful. You can use that power to help or hinder others, to manipulate them through fear or encourage them with love. You can nurture yourself on your path, or you can relentlessly criticize yourself for your errors. You can claim your power comes from some superiority you possess, or you can see yourself as a surrendered vehicle animated in purposeful action through the grace of the divine. You may feel like you need to sacrifice yourself for others, but you are just as much in need of love as any other being. Don't forget that. Right? And when you overflow, the universe overflows for you. So we don't stop. Oh, I just heard a crazy door move, but I know everything is locked in here. Something, maybe opportunity, the universe is knocking on your door. Oh, really, that totally shook me out of my thought. The universe knows what it's doing all the time. Like, even looking at this card, there's a city of light seemingly inside of him and yet outside of him. You know, this love energy that we have, that we give, it doesn't matter. That's what I was talking about. It doesn't matter what someone's going through. It doesn't matter how hurt they are. It doesn't matter how mean they've been. It doesn't matter how outrageous their thought processes are, that you don't know how the fuck they come to the conclusions they do, right? The perceptions that they have. It doesn't matter, because this energy reminds you that everybody needs love, and when they're behaving in their most unlovable facets, that's when they need the love the most. You included. You included. If you're allowing yourself to get ugly or feel ugly or think ugly, you know what I mean? If you're allowing your energy to become ugly, then you need love too. And if nobody else is giving it to you, then you absolutely nurture the self and be like, you know what, that's okay. No one else has to love me but me. It's great when other people are loving me, but if they're not, I love me, which means I'm loved constantly all the time by myself and others. It's a beautiful vibration, right? Trust your nature to be loving. Okay, here we go. Night Sun Tarot, what is the shadow we're moving away from? What is the shadow we are moving away from? For happily ever after. All right, so we got the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Coin. Personally, there's a part of me that feels like you're over getting into arguments or arguing with people younger than you, especially if they're children. You're not going to argue with them. You're not going to fight with them. You're not going to sink down to their level. There's a certain level of immaturity there when you realize you're arguing with a child. It doesn't even matter if they're a young adult. You're arguing with a child who doesn't know better. You're arguing with a child who doesn't understand the healing. You're arguing with a child who doesn't understand what they're manifesting, right? You're in a disagreement with them, or they're in a disagreement with you, and their perception may be far from the truth, and it doesn't matter. You can't, react with anger or frustration, or not be able to forgive them for having their perspective, because it's only, the darkness always serves the light. Their darkness is serving your light and their own and everybody else's that they touch. Because their darkness is also their light. It's their authenticity. They just don't know how to wield it yet. So the shadow you're moving away from, it's this overflow of love and feeling really trapped mentally, because you really don't feel like you can defend yourself. Like, no matter what you do, it's not good enough. There's always more effort to be put in. And if you have that mindset that there's always more effort, you're going to constantly be working. You're going to constantly be working. There's a difference between working and serving. Service comes from the heart. Working comes from the mind, its obligations. That's what this Eight of Swords is. Getting lost in the darker duality of things. Feeling like you're, in a rock and a hard place. Like no matter what you do is not good enough. It's that feeling. So that's the shadow that you're moving out of. What is the path of the light you're moving into? What is the path of light you're moving into? Queen of Swords. Yeah, cutting off the fucking head, man. I'm telling you. Cutting off the thoughts. Cutting off the toxic thoughts that cry. And get upset. Cutting off the head. And you're not supposed to be crying. Like you're not failing at anything. You know what I mean? The path of light is realizing you're not failing anything just because you have someone arguing with you or not seeing the way you see. It doesn't mean you're at a loss. Three of Wands is the journey forward. It's establishing your strength of will, your strength of spirit. The Hanged Man is the heart overhead decision. The heart overhead decision, because if you look at the Hanged Man card, where the heart is literally above the head. This is a heart overhead decision. Your head might want to respond one way, and you're like, fuck that. That's not where I'm going with this. I'm way too grown in soul for these lower vibrations, right? And so I'm making heart overhead decisions. I'm choosing love instead. Choosing love instead. Choosing to dream of the best instead, the best possible outcome instead. And the Seven of Cups, the Lord of Illusionary Success. As a light card, as a light, I think that the illusion of success becomes very real. It's not just an illusion that you're searching for or making efforts for anymore, right? Because it falls underneath the Eight of Coins. It's not something that you're making efforts towards anymore. It's not trying to gain success because success isn't there. It's realizing success is already here, right? Realizing success is an option. Because in all these cups, there's options, right? In the traditional tarot, the Seven of Cups has multiple cups with options. And all of these options are lotuses in this deck. It's all spirit. It's all love. It's all crown chakra, higher divine energy. It's the only option in all of the cups. It's like falling asleep knowing that there's all these different little demons and hidden, traps inside the cups, and then, waking up and realizing that all the cups are the same beautiful option, the same perfect option. Like all of these different choices you thought were terrible, it's like, well, wait a minute, all the options are beautiful. I don't have to be angry at this. I don't have to be vindictive about that. I don't have to be upset or frustrated or feel like a failure with this. I could just love all of it. Just love all of it, right? So universe has your back. Spirit, what is the final piece of truth you would like to give? Secret code name Happily Ever After on the path to their greatest visions. Yeah, your energy creates your reality. What you focus on is what you manifest. You focused on the only option being good. The only option being good, I honor how I want to feel. Honor how you want to feel. If you want to feel good, feel good. Doing good and being good and speaking good. Honor that. Don't let yourself feel bad and let bad feelings create bad choices that create more bad feelings to feel. Your energy creates your reality. Your energy creates your reality, right? This mantra. Allow that Christ consciousness, right? That universal heart to really sink in. You know, I was just listening back to the Taurus reading for December, and it very much touched on this whole idea of being your hero. You know, heroes have a certain protocol. Heroes are heroes because they don't sway from the good. They don't sway from the good. They never snap and actually kill the villains. You know, it's always arrest them, detain them, you know, whatever. But it's like they never slip into the actual dark side of the villains. Heroes are heroes because they follow a certain protocol. It's their MO. They always respond with the highest moral standard, the highest moral compass, the biggest heart that cares about everybody. Doesn't want anybody to get hurt. Doesn't want anybody to struggle or be afraid. Right? It's taking on this hero archetype that you're like, okay, if I'm the hero in my story, would the hero be freaking out and screaming at this person or in the bedroom crying because life isn't whatever or because a person isn't whatever? Absolutely not. Hero knows where there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way. Trust. Trust in the good. Trust in the light, right? So it's that kind of energy. Honor how you want to feel. If you want to feel good, choose to feel good about yourself. If somebody wants to feel bad about themselves, they can do that, but that's not your thing. Feeling bad about yourself is not your thing. Right? So I hope that helps. Getting into the next secret code name, we have secret code name Picasso. Ooh, 1717. I like it. All right, so here we go. Secret code name Picasso. And for those who would resonate to it, Spirit, please, what is the initial guidance on their path to their greatest visions? What is the guidance? We're taking that one. Sacred Fool. Sacred Fool. This is being in the arms of the angels, and they're telling you to jump, and you jump. Like, go ahead, jump. We got you. You're in our arms. You jump, we'll fly. It's that energy. The Sacred Fool is knowing that you're in control. You're in control. Your higher self is in control of your 3D self, because this is just a little puppet that we use. This is just a little body, a little thing that we use, that our higher self puts into motion for us. Show us how we're behaving, how these thoughts create this action, how this choice creates this result. It's our higher self teaching us how to work the show the way we want to. The Sacred Fool is trusting in your higher self and what it's doing. Remembering the universe has a divine sense of humor. I'm definitely getting excuse me, I'm definitely getting this sense of humor with your spirit. A desire to be entertained, and I think you've done that for yourself very well. And I think at this point in the journey, like if you look here at the crown the little puppet is wearing, you know, like your higher self crowned you. Crowned didn't just show up on your head. Your higher self crowned you. So you're no longer just any puppet, you're a champion. You know, you're a victor, you're a ruler of your world, you are in high regard, in high respect, right? You've given that to yourself here because your higher self said, let's make it so. It's what you are, right? Let's get you the crown and make it so. It's that energy. So, Sacred Fool, the path to your greatest visions, this is absolutely trusting in your angels. Absolutely trusting in your angels. They might have a funny way of doing things, but we don't always understand. But damn if they don't always hit it right on the head. They hit it right on the head. I'm going to take the first card. Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. Card number 28. This is Balance Closing Cycles. What did I do? Here it is. Balance closes cycles and it creates abundance. It completes them and initiates into the new, right? It's crossing a threshold, crossing a divine threshold. So it says, part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your own life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. The mind of a light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom in the same way that human bodies need food, water, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking it without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you have learned, you may end up confused or just mentally exhausted. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or plotting when you are usually bright, you need some mental time to yourself. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even the rest is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectually oriented or highly creative people. Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning so that you can grow not only in knowledge but also in wisdom through the experience of applied knowledge. You have been absorbing a lot of new information, and you may feel you have so many tasks to do that you don't know where to start, or that if you stop to rest, you will never get through it all. And this is causing you mental stress, which is diminishing your productivity. It is time to slow down and cleanse your mind with the assistance of Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. Sit without the distraction of the phone, the computer, the music, the television, and the radio, and just take a few moments of silence for yourself. You will recognize when you have had a level of sufficient mental rest, because you shall feel a peaceful sense of vibrancy and inspiration. When you let go in this way, switching off and taking a step back, new approaches and ideas come to your mind. So work according to your own creative rhythms. You may find it you work best in short, productive bursts, punctuated by mental rest. See, this is really important. This message comes to you if you're interested in healing that involves the mind, including psychology, cognitive or behavioral therapies, or other things along those lines, working with people as a guide or mentor, even hosting meditations, right? It's even talking about possibly hosting meditations and allowing people to meditate with you. Even if it's not like a public thing, like if you and a couple of friends just like, hey, we're all going to meditate for a few minutes, do you want to hop on call with us? We're just going to all sit in our energy together and meditate. It's just something like that. It's allowing yourself to kind of initiate this energy however best suits you. However best suits you. There's no special way of resting the mind. You can easily rest the mind being out in the garden, or cleaning something, or reorganizing your crystals, or you know what I mean, like something like that. You can mentally relax just simply because you're not thinking about anything else besides what you're enjoying doing, right? So Spirit, please, for secret code name Picasso. Because you are the creator of your life. You know, this is major healing. Like, you write the story. Do you want to be tired every day? No. Do you want to feel like you're not going to get anything done if you don't keep pushing yourself? No. It'll get done. You'll make sure it gets done. You don't have to force yourself anything. That's the truth. What's the shadow cycle that they're moving out of, Spirit, please? For secret code name Picasso. What is the shadow cycle they're moving out of? Or the shadow path they're coming off of? Queen of Cups. The Hanged Man. Justice. The Six of Cups. And the King of Wands. I think you're coming out of a cycle of being emotionally needy, right? Even if it's been a while since you've actually felt that way. It's almost as if I'm hearing like you've passed that test. Like there was a point in your life where you were very, I would go as far as saying a little emotionally immature, like not completely developed in your understanding of emotions, how to express them, how to receive them. Like this was a big, long cycle for you, that you're finally understanding the importance of how you feel and making heart over head decisions in that way. You know, if something doesn't feel good, you have to listen to your heart that it doesn't feel good over your head that says keep going. You know what I mean? Keep pushing through, keep this, keep that. Like, no. You're coming into a place of balance, and with the Six of Cups, this is soulmate territory. King of Wands is non-committal soulmates, or soulmates that are too in their own light to welcome the integration of yours, right? This is soulmate energy. So you've gone through what's the word I'm looking for? A procession of soulmate experiences, whether your divine counterpart was a part of them or not. They're that kind of energy, like they're coming to you as a soulmate in the meantime, because it's almost like not yet crowned your energy, like divine counterpart energy. And I'm feeling as if you're moving into your own light, right? You're moving into the full understanding of your own light, how you started as a Queen of Water, who was constantly trying to birth something into the reality, but not quite being able to do that, right? Feeling like you should be further along than you are. It kind of ignited your own spark, right? All these soulmates, all these changes in perspectives, all of these lessons to learn how to heed the heart space, which is a lot of what Archangel Raphael represents, right? Because he's the divine healer within, and he resonates with the heart chakra. This is your higher self, totally healing your heart and letting it lead. What is the path of light look like moving forward? What does the path of light look like moving forward for secret code name Picasso and those who would resonate to it? Princess of Swords, the initiation into new mental thought, seeing all of the demons in your mind, seeing them all, seeing all of it. Like you realized why you kept feeling like you were manifesting something and it was so far away. Like you hit the nail on the head, right? You hit the nail on the head with it. Yeah, because it's too much anxiety. You got this new overflow. You're going from this mindset, because the light of the Nine of Swords, if you look at it from a path of light perspective, the Nine of Swords is where we understand how we're cruel to ourselves, how we put ourselves in states of despair where we don't know how to stop what we're feeling and we don't want to feel it, right? It's moving out of those energies, becoming aware, because you could see all the different snakes in her hair. It's like all the different demons in the mind, all these different things that were punishing you, you know what I mean? That despair and cruelty of the self. And this is the overflow. The path to light is you coming into that overflow energy where you know who you are. You know who you are. You found your light. You found the direction in which you will always choose to act. Right? You have found the direction of spirit in which you will always choose to act. You've accomplished a certain level of mastery of spirit through your shadow process to where the path of light is exposing an overflow. Yeah, the Hierophant, this is higher marriage to the self, high commitments to the self, and we got the Six of Pentacles, which is all about that balanced giving and receiving with your world, right? Your world and all the people and all the things in it. It's feeling full, like what you put out, you get back, and it's knowing how that works. It's knowing how that works. Like you've had this major click. The path to your greatest vision is believing in the divine balance, that all the good that you put out there comes back. It all comes back. Do as you are guided, right? And if you're guided to be a healer of sorts, then get into that energy, because Spirit's like, hey, the more you give, the more I'm going to give back to you. Yeah, I am the dreamer of my dream. I am the dreamer of my dream. Spirit wants you to remember, final piece of truth, like this is it. This is it. You want the best, beautiful dream? You figured out how to do it. You have figured out how to do it, because our greatest vision is our dreams. They're our greatest visions. They're dreams, daydreams, night dreams, like they're dreams. Our greatest vision is our most beautiful daydream. If you can dream it and you can feel it, because it's never so much the visual as it is the feeling you get from it. And in alignment, right? In alignment with what is bringing you such joy, patience will make the actual vision itself appear, because believing is seeing. And if you feel it and you sense it coming, it will. You allow yourself to receive. You've married this beautiful self, right, that you found within you. You made the commitment to yourself. To be honest, I don't actually, like, as far as path to greatest visions, I don't actually feel like you have to do much. I almost feel like you're on a magic carpet ride. All you have to do is sit and enjoy the wonder. Let this be confirmation for you that I think that you've already set this in motion, because I feel like you're over here. You know what I mean? I don't even feel like this is present. I don't even feel like this is future. I feel like this has already started passing, right? It's almost like you're moving so fast forward now. It's not even a question of what was anymore. What was doesn't matter. What was does not matter. So I hope that helps. Really, I dream a beautiful dream. The secret code name is Picasso. Just be so authentic in painting the most beautiful vision. Because I feel like it's just going to come right out of you. All right. Secret code name Moonbeams. 33, 44. Awesome. All right, here we go. Secret code name Moonbeams. Secret code name Moonbeams. And those who would resonate to it, please, Spirit. What is the guidance? What is the guidance? That came out. Diving for light. Card number 11. Self-mastery number, right? She's the Jade Priestess and a mermaid at that. This card is about going really, really deep into the self. And when I say deep into the self, forget everything you think you know based on what you've seen. I'm not telling you what you've seen isn't real. Forget everything you think you know based off of what you've seen. Because when you're diving for light, it's not about what you think it looks like. It's not even the next thought that you're convincing yourself, well, maybe it looks like this, after you nix the first thought. Diving for light is about forgetting every perception you think you have that's correct, and humbling the self that says, you know what, there's probably stuff I don't know. There's probably stuff I missed. There's probably stuff I wasn't ready to understand. There's probably stuff, if I go back and look at it now, I can understand, you know, why this person might have reacted this way or said these things or, you know, whatever, and it has nothing to do with me. Even if they were directing it at me or blaming me or accusing me, has nothing to do with me. They're just diving for light. They're in a divine conversation with themselves, right? Because if they're screaming at me or upset with me or telling me I'm this or I'm that or I need to do this or I need to do that, I need to improve this way or improve that way, they're having a divine conversation with themselves. No different than you are if you were to do the same thing. So being in a place of stillness, going into your light and be like, you know what? If I'm triggered, it's because there's something down there that I'm perceiving incorrectly. There's something down there that needs to not take it personal. I can't take someone else's healing personal. If they're hurt and they're projecting, I can't take that personal. I have to see the light beyond the shadow being thrown at me. I have to remember who I am, right? I have to remember who I am. Diving for light is remembering that there's a beautiful, loving heart space under there that can't be forgotten. Because even though she looks like she's in the depths, like in the water, because there's just tons of seaweed around her, not just in her hair, but like behind her, she looks like she's underwater, but it's all lit. It's all lit. She's underwater, but it's all lit in bright white light. You can bring the light anywhere. You can bring your light anywhere. Even to the most sincerely painful triggers that we go through, you can bring light to it and be like, you know what, it's not me. It's not me that they're accusing. I need to remind myself who I am when it's hardest. I need to remind myself where my heart is when it's hardest, and if I'm hurting, I can call in my angels, I can call in the Divine Mother, you know, the high feminine energy that is. I can call it in myself for nurturance and remind myself I'm a beautiful soul, and if I'm making mistakes, that's okay, because I'll recognize them and correct them in divine time. The universe wouldn't deny me that ability to do that. Wow. So 3 cards flew out. I got card number 11 again, and it's an 1111, messages in the numbers card. Becoming your most authentic individual self without allowing other people's energy to affect you. Other people's energy can't affect you if you're solid in your own. That's what the universe is doing. Initiation by fire, card number 22. Really, and your timestamp was 3344. Like, for real. Synchronicities with numbers, right? An initiation by air, card number 24. So initiation by fire and initiation by air. This is like a solar storm. This is like a solar storm. If you think about the hot fire of the sun and the air, the heat that comes off of it, like solar winds. This is allowing the mind to be taken over by spirit. Literally allowing the mind, the suit of air, the element of air, to merge with fire, which is spirit, will, creation energy, authenticity. This is becoming the light of the sun. Mastering yourself. Lots of numbers, right? You must, I mean, if you're getting numbers from Spirit, Spirit's like, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. Like, you are an individual and you're fucking awesome and you can choose everything and anything that you want. So Spirit, please give me some insights. What is the shadow path that they're coming off of? That's way too many. What is the shadow path they're coming off of? Secret code name Moonbeams. Really, and your secret code name is Moonbeams. We're talking about solar energy. Like, the moon has beams, the moon shines because the light of the sun is so bright. You know? This is about finding your light and being able to focus it in a way that people can admire, right? Focusing in a way that people can admire. We have the Six of Cups with the Justice card. What else? What is the shadow path they're coming off of? Really, again with the 11, the Justice card. The Three of Cups. You just instantly got little soulmates filling up your cup. You're getting a lot of divine assistance. Like, a lot. And the Three of Pentacles. Really, which is crazy because if you think about that, it's 6, 11, 3, 3, and 3, 3 is breaking down to a 6, so it's almost like 6, 1, 1, 6. Palindromes. Okay. Six of Cups, Justice card, Three of Cups, Three of Coins. I think you know who you're contractually supposed to be with in spirit. With these energies, I think you know that the balancing was going on, the divine balancing of things was going on, that you kind of had to be strong through. I think you know who your soulmate is. I think that you were looking to have them fill your cup before, and maybe it wasn't the right energetic environment to create that then. But it's moving towards that now, right? It's moving towards that now. Even if it feels like it's grown cold, even if the idea of it gives you goosebumps or chills, you know, it's this idea that you know who you are meant to be with and spirit's not making mistakes. If there were third energies involved or third, you know, party circumstances or situations that were interfering, I think you know which direction you're moving in. I think you know which direction you're contracted to in spirit to move in. This is about the actual moment where you make the choice, right? And that's where it ends off the shadow path, where you make the choice and spirit's showing you which direction to go. It's pointing forward from the way it looks in front of me. It's pointing forward and away from the other cards. So what is the path of light that she's moving on to? Secret code name Moonbeams. What is the path of light ahead of them? The Two of Swords. Peace restored. It's the Lord of Peace restored. Fortitude, the Strength card. Oh, you know what? Check this out. Justice is normally the 11 card, right? Just flew out under the Justice card. The Justice is an 8. I don't know if you could see it in the camera, but it's an 8. 8, 8. 6 over 2 is an 8. Serious. This is fun. This is fun. Path to light is strength, right? Being at peace and in that strength. Ace of Wands is initiation, the spark, the spirit, and the spark with the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I think that spark, that divine inspiration, puts communication or the expression of spirit forward in order to manifest the heart space with the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Earth. This is your heart grounding in a manifestation. I think you've chosen peace. I think you've chosen to quiet the ego. I think you've let go of the tumultuous mental thoughts. I think you're very aware of the fact that they don't serve you. I think you're very aware that your soulmates help and they are present for you when you need them. They help fill you up and pick you up and make sure you have all that you need to move forward all the time. And so you're allowed to take a step back, you're allowed to breathe, you're allowed to choose, you're allowed to tell your mind that wants to roar in any way to just shut up, because you have magical shit to do. You have magical shit to do. And that's exactly what you do. You manifest some amazing shit like a fucking Spitfire. It's like, I'm getting this energy of an epiphany. An epiphany. Like, if there was a missing piece, and that's maybe why there was a trigger, why you had to go deep, like real deep, like why is the trigger there? Why am I still feeling some type of way? Why is it still bothering me? It's like, that's where you're looking. That's where you're looking, and when it hits you, that maybe you're triggered by third parties or something like that. You know, it's like, well, if you're triggered, move forward. It's not time. It's not time. And you're mastering yourself, and you're allowed to be at peace, and you're allowed to be strong, and you're allowed to feel spark, and you're allowed to create your own magic, and you're allowed to manifest amazing shit. You're allowed to manifest amazing shit. Doesn't matter if somebody else is manifesting something else, because you're aware. You're aware of the journey you're on and what's important for you and what you're doing and what you're creating. You might have been looking back at old soulmates for a long time, trying to bring light to your understanding of them, or trying to help them see your light or understand your light, and you're realizing the justice of things is they're not the ones filling up your cup. Your angels are, in heaven as they are on earth. Your angels are filling you up. And that's where you have to be, because if they're not adding to your cup and they're taking from it, they're not ready for your cup. That's all right. You're just not triggered by it. Or maybe you would have been before, you're not now. So Spirit, please. I was going to say, what is the truth? There is nothing sexier than your authentic truth. Instead of praying for an outcome, pray for the highest good of all, and you'll get it. Just pray for the highest good of all. Be your best self, be your most authentic self, live your best life. It's like that Rihanna song, like, just live your life. Hey. It's like that. Just living my life. Mm-hmm. Let that song get stuck in your head. Yes. If you're going to pray, Spirit, I have nothing else to pray for but the highest good of all. Whatever is meant to be in the highest good, bring it on. I'm down. I am so down to experience that. I would love everybody to experience that, whatever that looks like. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, your soul fire is going to keep you in a beautifully protected little bubble, and you're just going to be shooting out messages, because that's what birds represent, just messages of spark. And you're going to see all the synchronicities just flying in. You are. You're going to see the synchronicities just flying in. So I hope that helps, because the path to your greatest visions, I think you're on fire. I think you're on fire. And I think that you're just speaking beautiful, authentic truth, and that's exactly what's required. That's exactly what's required. You're getting all the pings, you're getting all the synchronicities, and if Spirit's being persistent, keep looking them up, reread it, reaffirm it so many times, no matter how many times Spirit puts 1111 in your path. Don't just say, oh, look, it's 1111, like, thank you, Spirit. Like, remember, you've mastered yourself. That's why Spirit's affirming it for you. That's why Spirit's having that 1111 cross your path to affirm for you, hey, remember, you mastered yourself. 1111, hey, remember, you've achieved stability within. Hey, 1111, remember, you're authentic as fuck and it's awesome. That's all it is. It's reaffirming what you already are in your vibration. The more synchronicities you get, you know, we got reason to celebrate. We got reason to celebrate, like, hey. Truth. All right, moving forward to Nightingale. We are at the 51-minute mark and 15 seconds. Nightingale. All right, here we go. Secret code name Nightingale. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Spirit's just going to confirm it for you the whole way. Doesn't get any better than that. Because we all want confirmation. We all want reassurance that we're doing good. So Spirit's like, I got you, boo. I got you. You need syncs? I got you. You want a sync that you can't miss? Ask for it. I got you. It's the truth. All right, so secret code name Nightingale. Here we go. Here we go. Whoop, there it goes. Guidance card. Inspiration. Yes, the sweetness of life floating around in the mind. The queen bee symbolism. Are these bees wearing fucking goggles? They look like steampunk goggles. I'm pretty sure they're not, but it totally looks like that now. It's like, if you've got a certain flair, you're welcome. If you've got a certain flair about you, this is Spirit, like, encouraging you to keep being the flair. Keep having that special, spicy ingredient that makes you different than anybody else. Like, when people get a taste of you, when they witness you, it's different. It's really looking at how you own the ability to make your life sweet by inspiring people every day just by being yourself. Like, how awesome is that? Being the inspiration just by making your presence present for others to witness. Allowing them to see your flair, allowing them to see your light, allowing them to see your spark, and unapologetically so. And unapologetically so. From our Lightworkers Oracle, please, Spirit, for secret code name Nightingale. What else? What other guidance would you like them to receive on the path to their greatest vision? Hold your center. 34. This is about your heart space. This is about ascending into stability and allowing miracles to be created. Your spirit never left. I'm getting a download. Your spirit never left the quote-unquote Garden of Eden. Your body did. Your body crossed the threshold to experience. But your soul never left. Your presence never left. It's like how objects hold energy. Like places hold energy. You can go into a church and you could feel, you know, a certain vibration of energy when you walk in there. You can walk into an old dungeon where people were murdered and died, and you could feel the energy in there. Because our physical body creates a presence wherever it goes that our spirit touches. So if your spirit was present and your physical body was present in the Garden of Eden, your body could have left, but your spirit didn't. The touch your spirit had is still there, which means you can connect back to your spirit at any time. You can connect to paradise vibrations, being inspired and inspiring as a result of that. I'm going to read some of this for you. It says, hold your center. Have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, and to find your ground. Firmly place your feet there and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring like a beautiful tree, and let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. You're learning to trust your own instincts and to take your own journey without comparison to the life of any other. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer so much less if you try and make it match your beauty to what you perceive the beauty of another is. Many souls who are different and unique are not understood, acknowledged, or valued for whom they were when they were young. Instead, they were encouraged to conform, to change, to be other than their true self in order to be loved. And this can be a hard pattern to break. Yet, the time is here for you to love and honor yourself as yourself. You are beautiful. You do not need to change for anyone. You certainly do not need to change for the divine. You are being encouraged instead to distill your essence to become even more of you. Hold your center now, and do not be rattled by another through intimidation, confrontation, doubt, jealousy, or fear ever again. To hold your center means you accept your innate value and worth, your right to exist and thrive, and accept the love that created you as you in order to fulfill your divine destiny. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are on the right path. Brings you confirmation you are on the right path. You've never lost yourself. You might have been taught to lose yourself, but you never did. And because you never did and you couldn't find some other self to be, it's finally embracing yourself. Your connection to your paradise within. You're creating your paradise here, and it's an inspiration for everybody around you. So Spirit, please. What is the shadow path they're coming out of? Secret code name Nightingale. The Four of Coins. Feeling tied down or stuck to your reality, that it's always the same, that it's never changing. To the Six of Coins. Feeling like your tree was empty, feeling like you've got nothing left to give, feeling like people have stripped you dry, left you with nothing. That they've poisoned the ground you walk on, that they've poisoned your experience. With the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Coming out of a period where you feel like you're constantly seeing no results. Constantly putting all this thought in while your heart's trapped. putting in all this thought, and yet your heart's locked away. And we're wondering why you weren't manifesting the results and seeing the results. And so it was making you feel as if you had to look outside of yourself to be something that you weren't, because how come other people manifest with all the thought they put into things, especially when they put in no thought at all? How do they get what they want? They stop putting thought in. They're not putting in any thought at all. They're just being. Someone looked at them and thought they were a prize because they were just them, not because they were trying to be like anybody else. That's it. You let yourself be you and someone's going to fall in love with exactly who you are. It's not trying to be anything different. It's not comparing itself to anyone. It knows it's a unique gemstone formed over millions of years. There's nothing else like you. Nothing. Nothing and no one. This is realizing how beautiful it is to be you. What a relief. What a relief that who you are is perfectly acceptable, perfectly lovable, on the right path. You don't have to worry about nothing. Just be yourself. And that's the right path. What a relief. Spirit, what does the light look like, please? The path of the light that they're moving on to. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Getting into the overflow. Loving who you are so much, you just want to share who you are with people. This is coming out of the idea of hiding away or being on your own or not really wanting to socialize too much, even with family and things like that. Yeah, Empress energy, Two of Wands. You're crossing a major threshold. Major threshold, and it's grounding. This is the Lord of the Gates of Matter. You're manifesting. You're manifesting. In this deck, the Devil card is literally the Lord of the Gates of Matter, which means it cannot come into form unless it goes through our shadows, right? We can't manifest what we want to manifest from our heart space unless we go through the shadows, unless we go through the parts of our minds that have not grown up to believe, that we are authentic and it's a beautiful thing. Overflow crosses the threshold with the Two of Wands into the Empress energy, and that's what grounds everything into manifestation. It grounds everything into manifestation. This is the initiation into the new shift. Like, you wanted it, you got it, it's here. You're not waiting for things to manifest that don't manifest anymore. You're not comparing yourself anymore. You're perfectly happy and content as you are, and all of a sudden, the divine says, oh, look, this little gift from heaven, this little gift that you perceive from heaven, yeah, they're right in front of you. The godsend, the one that loves you for you, because you're you, and it doesn't matter, nothing else matters, they just fucking love you, like, yeah, that person's here. Yeah, you're meeting them. Like, it's that kind of energy. You're grounding it into form. Because this is the path of light. The Devil and its light is the divine approval of what manifests. And usually it's what we fear appears, right? Which is why it gets such a bad rap. But this is about releasing control. This is about knowing you have the keys to set yourself free. And so you do. And so you do. The light of the Devil is manifestation. Being able to take charge of your own life, right? Capricorn energy, being able to dictate your direction, knowing you're the Empress. Knowing you're the Empress. You're not another queen. You're the Empress. You're not like all the other queens that want to be queens, and they're like, oh, I'm a queen of fire. No, I'm a queen of fire. Oh, I'm a queen of water too. It's like, bitch, I'm an Empress. It's great y'all want to be just like each other. I'm the ruler of everything. You might be the ruler of water and the ruler of fire, but I'm the manifester of everything. My spirit creates paradise. and that ripples wherever I go. I allow someone else to find their paradise. I can inspire them just by being. I can inspire somebody to receive their paradise in and through me being in their experience, because I've inspired them to love me that big. So big that I would give them my best self. I think that's wonderful energy. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. All right, so next secret code name. We've already done Happily Ever After, Picasso, Moonbeams, and Nightingale on Archangel Michael right now. And then we have Rainbow River, Owl Wisdom, and Dolphins. So we are at 65, 30. All right. Secret code name Archangel Michael. I love Archangel Michael. I talk to him every day. Every day. Thank him every day. Laugh with him every day. He's one of my favorite guides. So that he came through as your code name is awesome. Especially because that means he's yours too. Wonderful protective energy. All right, Spirit, secret code name Archangel Michael, and those who would resonate to it. Here we go. What you want wants you. What you want wants you. Whatever it is that you can dream of feeling, whatever you can dream of feeling, because the visuals are always changeable, but the feeling isn't. No matter how many times we've envisioned love, for example, the vision of who we were in love with or what we wanted to do with that person might have shifted and changed, but the feeling of manifesting love never did. That feeling you wanted to manifest never actually changed. The vision did, but the feeling didn't. So if you've been manifesting a way of feeling, it's coming. It's coming. Card number 16, this is the initiation into unconditional love to create divine miracle. The 1 plus the 6, the 7. Everything that is meant for you that passes by comes back around, right? It's just timing. It's just timing. Everybody has to grow up sometimes first. Sometimes it takes us longer than others. But what you want to feel, whether it's peace or acceptance or appreciated or any of those things, if you want to feel beautiful, if you want to feel confident, if you want to feel courageous, if you want to feel all of the amazing things that you've always wanted to feel, just know that it's on its way back around to you. Secret code name Archangel Michael. You are being protected. You're still being protected, and you will always be protected. Yeah, unplug from mass consciousness and ground. If you're on social media too much, or you're watching the news too much, shut the shit off. Shut it off. Way too much external negative energy just feeding in your own space, get rid of it. If this beautiful energy wants to come back around and what you want wants you, then you got to get rid of all that toxic shit. You don't need to buy into that shit. You don't need to buy into any of it. Unplug from mass consciousness. You are not a part of the panic. You are not a part of the anger. You are not a part of the frustration. You are not a part of the grief. You are not a part of their egos. Ground. Ground. And if you can't go outside and ground, do the visual with me real quick, right? wherever you are, wherever you're sitting at. You take a deep breath in, you unclench your jaw, you relax your forehead, you drop your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, center your energy, feel yourself like a rod just centered, and allow yourself to let that divine white light come in and light you like a rod, and ground and push your energy all the way through, down to your feet, out of your feet, and through the ground, through the floor, through the basement, through whatever the fuck is underneath of you, into the earth. And allow that bright white light to flush your entire system until you feel clear. Allow it just to run through you like a river of white diamond light, just running through you until you feel it. Until you feel at peace, until none of this shit matters. Because you feel awesome. And this can't take it from you. No matter what's going on in the world. No one can take your peace. No one can drain your energy. No one if you don't let them. So don't forget to ground. Don't forget to ground. Because the energy that you give to the earth, transmute and heal, grows back beautifully. It comes back and grows for you beautifully to witness. You give your energy to the earth, and the earth gives you something beautiful to witness. The world will give you something beautiful to witness. Guidance from Spirit. All right, so Spirit, please. What is the shadow path they're coming off of? Seven of Swords. Feeling like your mental energy is being stolen from you. Two of Cups. Getting back in touch or closer to people that you love. The Two of Coins. Taking the steps towards balancing your reality and leaving the desolation behind. And the Three of Wands. Still eye closed, and so it's a matter of shadow path over being able to open your eyes to the divine. Open your eyes to the energy of the divine that just wants to help you. Help you see. Right? The divine wants to help you see. If you've been in this place where you feel like your mental energy is just being pulled away, you know, whether it is from mass media or whether it is from soulmates, you know, that are in your life, and you're feeling like you're trying to take steps away from that, like you can. You absolutely can. You don't have to keep those energies that are disruptive or stealing your mental peace away. Because it's keeping you from seeing the bigger picture, which is you're allowed to be at peace. If it's taking your peace away and you're continuously doing it, why are you allowing your peace to disappear? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. Path of the Light, Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, what else? Path of Light. The Eight of Cups is knowing what you deserve, emotionally knowing what you deserve. You deserve to feel better than what you're bringing on yourself. Attaching to these energies or caring about those energies. You know, social media, all the things on there, oh, well, people say this, or people didn't do that, or they didn't like this, or they didn't comment on that, or, you know, I saw what they said here, and it really made me upset. It's like, you know, it's not, why, is it really worth it to put yourself through that? If it's becoming more negative than positive, what are you doing? What are you doing? Control, right? Ace of Swords, Temperance, and Three of Swords, the Path of the Light. So emotionally moving forward, right, allowing yourself to move towards the happiness inside, the full and at peace state. We need to get in touch with the truth, right? Major truth, especially if you're close with a Sagittarius, right? We have the Temperance card here. It's the daughter of reconcilers, you know, so this is someone in your life like the alchemist who comes in and says, hey, you know, if your energy is not where you want it to be, let's mix it up so that it is, right? Let's add the right ingredients so that it is, and let's not add ingredients that's going to ruin the pot. right? Let's not add ingredients that's going to ruin the pot, because the light of the Three of Swords, the light of sorrow, is appreciation, the gratitude in hindsight, right? The blessings of things, because we can be super grateful for all that we had, you know, and all the people that we were connecting to when we were completely plugged into all the drama and all the bullshit. We can be totally grateful. We could totally feel sad that it's gone, even if it's temporary, because it's just not worth it to feel the pain. It's not worth it to feel the pain. You know, this particular card, it looks almost like the Three Musketeers holding their swords, like all towards the center, like if all the Three Musketeers were off the sidelines. All their swords are in the center. It's like all for one and one for all. All for one and one for all. Like we always got our back. We always got each other. We're always protecting and serving each other. We're always serving in the highest, right? All for one and one for all. This is the kind of energy that Spirit's moving you into. Like it needs you to unplug so that other people can also be like, you know what? They unplugged. They got tired of this bullshit. You know what? I don't want to deal with this bullshit either. I'm unplugging too. And they get back to themselves, and they get back to their lives and the people that matter to them the most. They get back in touch with their truth. You know, it's not a loss. It's never a loss. The plus side of anything that we lose, the gain is peace. If we're losing it, it's because it was causing us too much drama. Too much shit. If we lose it, it's because it was causing us too much drama. If we let it go, it's because it's causing us too much drama. What comes after the Three of Swords is the Four of Swords. It's fucking peace restored. Mental peace being restored. That's exactly where you're headed. Mental peace being restored. It's just not worth it to feel that high anxiety for nothing. Because you feeling the anxiety and watching it is not going to change it. You talking about the way it makes you feel anxious or whatever with other people isn't going to make it go away. In fact, it's just rippling other people, you know, to give them reason to be anxious. Like, fuck that. You don't want it in your mind. You don't want it in your conversations. You don't want it in your face. It's not your problem. It's really not your problem. It's really nothing for you to worry about. Certainly isn't worth it being a worry for someone else. Right? So, universe has your back card. Universe has your back card. Spirit, please, what is the truth? What is the truth for Archangel Michael? Secret code name Archangel Michael. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. The universe knows what it's doing. Mass consciousness might not know what the universe is doing, but we trust it, and that's all that matters. We trust it. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's triggering the shit out of everybody. Why? Because the darkness serves the light. And the light leads the way. Leads by example. Recognize that you have chosen fear and choose again. Choose love. If you're buying into this hype, if you're buying into this fear state, even if it's other people on YouTube or Facebook that do work like I do. They're prophets or oracles or psychics or astrologists or whatever the fuck they do. Guides and mentors. If they're preaching a fear state, don't fucking listen. Don't listen. Can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. Nope, not interested. You're serving me a plate of fucking fear. And I'm not eating fear today. I want to eat love today. I want to eat love tomorrow. I want to eat love next week. I want to consume love. I want love energy in my, being a part of my energy. Fuck the fear state. Universe knows what it's doing. Knows what it's doing. There could be a whole nother panic. A whole nother thing to be freaked out about. Spirit knows what it's doing. It knows what it's doing. Trust the universe. You don't have to worry about shit unless you want to. Unless you want to. Who the fuck wants to do that? I sure don't want to spend my time worrying about nothing. So I don't. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the fucking radio. I don't do none of that shit. I want nothing to do with that. I trust the universe. I trust spirit. Whatever the fuck is meant to be will be, and it is in the highest good of all. So help us, God. It is in the highest good of all. I don't care what it looks like. If people need to get woken the fuck up and shaken up and spirit's doing some crazy shit to make it happen, amen, hallelujah. Amen, hallelujah. Because I'm just one single person and I can't shake up the whole fucking world, but the universe can. But the universe can let them all be shaken. They can come on my level. They can come over here on Not Worried Street too. They can come over and I don't give a fuck Street too. My life is fucking full. I'm happy and blessed. I don't need the news or any other social media shit steal my happiness. Fuck that. Fuck that. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. All right, getting into Rainbow River. 80 minutes, 44 seconds. All right, secret code name Rainbow River. Here we go. Spirit, please, for Rainbow River and those who would resonate to this reading. The guidance is Visions of Life Beyond Death, card number 44. Visions of life beyond death. This is knowing that you can be proud of yourself. This is knowing that you've become wise in all of your experience and spiritual application, whether you were aware that's what you were doing or not. This is your ancestors guiding you. This is the death of the old self. The death of the old self, and realizing that your vision, right, the vision of life beyond death is the life of your new self. The life of your new self that is guided. The life of your new self that is proud of who you are. The life of your new self who feels beautiful and radiant and wants to show who you are to everyone. The part of you that is wise and can see in the dark, right? Because we have raven, peacock, and owl medicine here. This is about being guided. This is about being wise. This is about being able to see through the darkness. This is being able to be really proud and beautiful and being able to show that off with your energy without you trying. Without you even trying, because the peacock doesn't try to be flashy. It just is. It steals the show. I don't know if y'all heard that little whistle, whatever it was out there, but that's divine confirmation for you. You're allowed to be seen for the beautiful soul that you are. Everybody should be able to witness it. Like a divine miracle, right? Wherever you go, no matter how big or small the miracle is. Witnessing your energy, witnessing your smile could change a whole day. Because it's the beauty radiating proudly from you, you know, it's just there. If you're guided to smile, you smile, you're being guided, it's just there, right? It's just there. Your energy, that wisdom that you have, that the day is okay, no matter how crazy life has gotten, like, that's there. It's all there. This is about seeing the life your new self creates. Your new and improved, wise, beautiful, guided self. Alchemical mutation, card number 31, breaking down to another 4, and the 4th ray of harmony. This is your ascension and the initiation. This is the door. This is the door of unconditional love you're being given. It's self-created. The door is within the self. It's self-created. It's within your heart. The door is self-created. It's infinite and eternal. Infinite and eternal for being so connected to your highest self. Really, that's the guidance. Let me pull the deck book out, because I do want to read just a little bit of each of these for you. All right, so alchemical mutation. It says, Your spiritual growth is changing your mind, body, and soul. It is very real. It is helping you fulfill all aspects of your divine destiny. It is awakening spiritual talents and attracting in new energies. This process will bring tremendous joy and satisfaction. The body changes as light enters. Alchemy is a catalyst and transformation happens. Sometimes the appearance of the body changes. There will be change in how the body feels, responds, acts, and creates. Radiance increases. Lightness of being increases. If you have clairvoyant vision, you will see an increase in light, as though the person is actually lit up from within, because they are. That's you. You might legit look in the mirror and see your own fucking aura. I ain't shitting you. This alchemy is an empowering gift of love. It's symptoms of this process that can at times be challenging. They can include headaches and other pains, flu-like symptoms, or inexplicable or nearly overwhelming fatigue that lasts for days and then it vanishes with a surge of energy. You can also experience pinging in the ears, increased sensitivity to light or sound, feeling like you have hormonal imbalances and hot flushes, excessive energy, mental obsessions or mood swings, persistent thoughts and aggression, or unintentionally harsh reactions to people, because you're alchemizing. Okay, because you're alchemizing. You're going from one thing into another. And that thing in between A and B is A and a half, or B and a half, or something completely different altogether. Because it's not A anymore, but it's not B either. It's something else completely different in between. And so this transmutation is getting the earth part of you and the higher self part of you and merging the two. This is the alchemy, where you're not quite yet your highest self embodied, and yet you're not your human self anymore the way you were. You're not the old version of yourself. This is the vision of life beyond death, right? This is saying goodbye to the original self that is not yet the new self, but definitely not the old self. Definitely not the old self. So the fourth ray of harmony comes in, right? The fourth ray of harmony comes in. Card number 6, the vibration of unconditional love. Here we go. It says, the fourth ray of harmony comes to you now with the qualities of beauty, harmony, and balance. It empowers you to complete a spiritual initiation. Any conflict you experience now serves your divine purpose. Do not forget that. It will eventually become the fuel you need to be born anew. Something negative will be transformed into something positive. The Archangel Gabriel helps you to receive the blessings of the fourth ray of harmony now. When the fourth ray of harmony is active in your life, you are approaching a spiritual initiation, which creates a whole new person, a new you. See, this theme is being very much reiterated in all of these cards, right? All of these cards are talking about this energy. It says, you may wonder if you have what it takes to get through this, and you do. As you discover your strength to be patient with the process rather than trying to force an outcome prematurely, eventually you will outgrow the conflict altogether, emerging a wiser, more powerful you. You will have gained a positive outcome from what was once considered a negative situation. When the fourth ray of harmony becomes stronger in your soul, avoid becoming scattered, out of balance, or swinging from one extreme to the other in your thoughts, actions, or emotions. You will need to continuously ground yourself and be moderate rather than all or nothing in your life choices. This will create your successful outcome more swiftly than trying to force anything to happen immediately. So as the challenges arise, you're going to react, right? If we just go off of no healing here, right? Because old version of self, if shit was hitting the fan or something was going on, you might allow yourself to get upset. You might allow yourself to react, and that person, that version, never created anything worth keeping. Every time we've gotten upset, every time this, every time that, it's a mess. And so it's allowing yourself to remember, like, you're not that person. You're not freaking out. No matter how many times you have to stop, Nope, I'm going to ground it out. Visualize, right? Visualization process, grounding visualization. No matter how many times you have to do it. Nope, not going there. Nope, not going there. Nope, that's not who the fuck I am. I don't like what that version manifested. That version of self who thought like that manifested how the fuck I got here. Dealing with whatever the fuck I'm dealing with now. That version ain't going to take control and continue to manifest shit. Hell nah. I don't know who this new version is quite yet, but I'm definitely getting there, because this ain't working, right? You're creating your own door from within your own heart. Archangel Gabriel is helping you with communication issues. You can definitely work on your throat chakra as well if you wanted to do that. The heart chakra obviously would also serve you. Remember your peace. Remember your peace can be the driver. Your peace can be the driver. Nothing else has to drive. All right, so what is the shadow path that you're leaving behind? Judgment. Yeah, judgment, especially family judgment, or people, even if they're not blood family, if they ended up as a part of your family, like married into the family or had children and that connect them with the family, because you know, kids are kind of permanent. It's like a marriage without papers. They're just kind of in your family now, right? This is what you're releasing. You're releasing judgment. I feel like you're not having to defend yourself. You just need to move forward. You don't need to defend yourself. You just need to move forward. And if someone is, you know, not nice, you can simply say, you know what, I just don't appreciate it. No, I'm not a coward. No, I'm not this. No, I'm not that. You're treating me a certain way, and I don't fucking deserve it. Point blank, period. And so I'm walking in this direction. I'm committing to this path. I'm committing to feeling better. I can't tolerate that anymore, right? I can't tolerate what was anymore. It's not acceptable. And the Eight of Cups. Feeling like in this deck too, because there's 4 cups on each side, it's like trying to constantly balance other people's emotional stability and realizing you're not emotionally stable, realizing that you're not feeling full and at peace consistently, that it comes in bursts or spurts or not often enough. You know what I mean? It's not emotionally stable if it's in flux. It's not stable if it's changing. So this is about saying, you know what? Maybe I don't need to make everybody else feel emotionally safe and secure and whole at my expense. At the expense of me feeling balanced and whole. Right? Getting away from that energy. It's the shadow path you're coming off of. So what is the path of the light you're walking onto? What is the path of light that you are stepping onto? To your greatest vision, right? What is the path? 5 of coins, 5 of swords, and fortitude again, strength. 5 of pentacles and 5 of swords in the light. This is looking at all the financial troubles you've had, all of the defeats you've had mentally, all of the anguish, all of the strife, all of the exhaustion, all of the arguments and the battles and tete-a-tetes you've had. All of it was not nearly as bad as it seemed at the time, because you didn't realize the purpose it was serving you now. You didn't realize how important it was to go through all that stuff, or you wouldn't know definitively that you don't want it anymore. You don't want to manifest it more. It's a conscious choice now. It's not unconsciously manifesting things and blah, blah, blah. It's being very consciously aware of the fact that your energy and how it was manifesting is not what you wanted. So all of those things, all of those troubles served a purpose to push you to stop feeling defeated and to stop feeling like you're financially struggling. Right, and whatever it was, or you have to go through material loss, right, if that's the case, or feeling like you have to give in or give up or sacrifice or let go of something you don't necessarily want to part with. It's fine. It's fine. The Daughter of the Flaming Sword with the Fortitude card, the Strength card. every time I see this card, it's like she's patting the lion's head, but it really does look like she's about to slam this cup of fire right down on this lion's head. Every time I see it, I can't not see that. It looks like a huge cup of flames coming down on this lion's head. And it's like telling your ego it's okay and then completely fucking destroying it. It's like telling your ego that wants to roar, it's okay, and you're subduing it. And while it's subdued and not expecting, you completely hit it with like a holy fire and just let it burn away. Let it burn away. The ego is the old self. The ego is the old self. It's okay. Yeah, that's who you are. It's okay. I taught you a lot. You don't need it anymore. You're walking down a different path that doesn't include that version, that egoic version. They could stay at the door. They could stay right there at the door, but they're not walking through it with you. Your old self ain't coming with you. It's a part of your past. And the past is our greatest lessons, which is the beauty of this. The light, right? The path of light through these cards. The light of the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is gratitude. It's gratitude for the process. It's gratitude for the learning. It's gratitude for the humbling. It's gratitude for knowing that the divine knew what you needed to push you to exactly who you're becoming. You wouldn't be becoming who you're becoming if you didn't go through this shit. You'd be someone else. You'd be someone else entirely. But then you wouldn't be you. Right. So, guidance card. Last bit of truth, please. Spirit, for secret codename Rainbow River. What truth would you like to leave them? Yeah. You know, it's funny because in all these cards, the eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Eyes are open. The eyes are open. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. It actually kind of looks like the one I have up here, doesn't it? When you lean on faith and certainty, you can change your mind about the world you see because you're not dependent on anybody else. Whatever hardships you went through, whatever arguments you went through, it was because it was sculpting your power. It was sculpting your drive to manifest. It was sculpting your drive to be independent. It was helping you build the beauty and the flow. Helping you recognize that. You didn't want to spend the rest of your lifetimes, this or any other, depending on other people. You don't want to spend the rest of this lifetime or any other depending on other people. For your security, for how you feel at peace, for anything, love, doesn't matter. Nurturance, protection, consideration. You didn't want other people for that at all. So Spirit made sure that you had a lot of issues with it. Because Spirit's like, you can't bank on them. You don't want to bank on them. You want to create it yourself. That's what you wanted. You wanted to be able to do it yourself. To love yourself, to nurture yourself, to support yourself, to stabilize yourself, to initiate yourself into this. So you let the old version go. And opened your eyes to a whole new you. To a whole new you. When you lean on yourself and you trust yourself, you will never fail. If you choose to lean on yourself and you trust yourself, you will never fail. I promise you that. I promise you that. You might lose a million battles. You will not lose the war. No way. No way. So, I hope that helped. Getting into secret code name Owl Wisdom. 9933. All right. Secret code name Owl Wisdom. Here we go. And those who would resonate to it. What is the guidance on the path to their greatest visions? Please, Spirit, what is the initial guidance? Oh, it just came right back out. And it came out with restore and replenish. Card number 44 and card number 38 breaking down to 111. Yeah, this is knowing that the old self, visions of life beyond death, this is like the new self being in the vision of what you're creating. The old self isn't, it's not coming with you, right? This is the old self being laid to rest so that the new self can thrive, and the new self is in a self-mastery state. It's restoring and replenishing itself. It's in a fetal position. It's growing. You can see it. You can sense it. You can feel it. You can feel it in your soul that something's shifting in you. That things in your experience are shifting for you. This is going from a certain type of divine guide that maybe the lower vibrations of your early path needed. It's just not required of you anymore. So your new self is birthing. Your new self is birthing. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada, card number 29, also breaking down to 111. And card number 2, the second ray of wisdom. Guidance to your path forward. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. Here we go. And that's a palindrome, right? 292. It says, you are in the midst of a heart healing. A healing of the fears and anxieties that have held you back from enjoying your full magnificence. Lady Nada is here with all her gentle power, washing you in a soft pink light. All anger, fear, sadness, bitterness, disappointment, and hurt are soothed and loved into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into deeper love. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada is a spiritual gift from the higher guidance that be. It brings love, healing, strength, and compassion to your heart. You may be burnt out, feeling angry, fearful, depressed, fatigued, chronically, or compromised in your wellness. Perhaps your heart is so tired that you struggle with compassion fatigue, finding it difficult to even care, even though your nature is one of deep compassion and kindness. Perhaps you have put your heart and soul into something or someone and feel your efforts have been cast aside or taken for granted. Perhaps you are processing a great loss. Whatever the reason, Lady Nada has come to comfort your soul. Your pain will pass and your suffering will be alleviated sooner and more gently than you might expect. You know, this is exactly it. This green energy that you're surrounded by, that the heart sees, the love that your heart sees, the love that your heart senses and knows. Letting this old past go. Knowing that you're birthing, knowing that you're being comforted through this. Like, the divine sees you. If you're going through a hard time, like, the divine doesn't not see you. It just threw you this card because it does. You know what I mean? The divine is with you all the time. The divine is bridging the gaps. It's closing in on the proximity, right? It's very much coming into a state where you're happy with where you are and who you are and what you're doing and what you're about. Definite self-mastery, right? Definite levels of self-mastery here. Second ray of wisdom is card number 2. And it says, the second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you now and will help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of this ray of the light from the universe. The second ray of wisdom is the energy of the open and loving heart of the universe. It is inclusive, drawing all things towards it with an invisible magnetism. It is gifted to you at this time to help you attract into your life the people, opportunities, and teachings that will help you succeed in your life's mission. This ray will help you focus your consciousness in your heart. It will bring to consciousness any unresolved matters of the heart for healing. This includes not only issues of relationship, but also any issues around trusting your heart to lead you. This ray will help heal your heart in an affirming and nurturing way. The challenge with this ray, given that it is so magnetic and attractive, is learning to discern and say no when you need to. Imagine a fisherman who casts a very wide net and catches most of the ocean in it. Not everything is useful or even desired by the fisherman. While some things are gratefully accepted by the fisherman, other things are best returned to the ocean where they belong. Thank you, but no thank you. Not today. Thank you, but no thank you, not today. Being able to trust in future abundance is important. You will not need to hold on to every opportunity, person, or situation out of fear of lack or loss. Instead, you are learning to live in true abundance and flow. Practice feeling comfortable in letting go as well as receiving. Trust that the universe has all that you want and need in an unlimited supply. The universe will truly provide for you, dear child of light. It always has and it always will. It's never too late to change your mind and open your heart to be more loving, abundant, and enjoyable with your life. Don't judge who you are. Don't judge who you are based on the experience you received. Don't think you're a bad person if experiences were hard. You're not a bad person. The experiences were hard. Don't equate the two. Don't connect the two. The lessons were hard because the beauty in the heart that came out of it had to be really bright and strong. And the darkness serves the light. Always. The darkness serves the light. What is the shadow path they're coming out of? Please, Spirit. 8 of Cups. Feeling like everybody else has to be happy before you. I believe that came out in the last reading too that had that card. The Empress, the Knight of Wands, feeling like somebody else has stolen the creation that you want or is living the life that you wish you had. Wondering why they can manifest it and you can't. The Knight of Wands, getting inspired, possibly being angry or upset. Trying to burn it down or tear it down because unconsciously there's a real envy. A real envy. And the Strength card. I'm feeling it's almost like your heart was telling you not to say certain things, or your heart would tell you not to do, or I'm hearing specifically say certain things. You know when your heart was telling you, don't say it. Don't say it, don't go there, don't say it. And you would let it out anyway. Couldn't hold it in. Why? Why would you project the pain out when you can understand it in? Why let it out? Unless you wanted to hear the response from out there, because you're not listening in here. If in here was telling you to keep that bullshit to yourself, to figure it out yourself, process it yourself, and you let it out anyway, Spirit said, okay, fine. But they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you the truth in the divine mirror. This is about being up to par with your best self, your best creations. Maybe a part of you used to be envious, and maybe a part of you would self-sabotage because that envy was the primary intense emotion that maybe your soul has gotten addicted to over the lifetimes. Addicted to the intensity of envy. And now you're letting that part of yourself pass. Realizing that you can make your own creations that even other people on your level would be jealous of. You know, on your current level, should you rise from it, you would trigger them the same way because they need to go through the same healing you did. I definitely feel when I get this Empress card, it's feeling righteous, it's feeling righteous, it's feeling above thou, and not understanding why your creation's broken and somebody else's isn't, and it's making you crazy. It's making you crazy to view yourself in such a light and yet not have what other people have that you wished you had. It's making you crazy to the point that you might act out, you might say things, especially to people that have what you envy. You might say things that you don't even realize are little sharp daggers or little things to light on fire. You know, it's like burning a bridge to ruin their day kind of thing. Maybe you're not even consciously aware of it, because it could be as simple as like snapping at a stranger, and you don't even know why you snapped at him, and the stranger might even look at you and be like, what the fuck is their problem? You know what I mean? Like in their head, they're looking back at you like, what the fuck was their problem? They don't know what your problem is. Nobody else knows what your problem is, right? Nobody else knew. Major triggers. You are having issues not being able to manifest what it is that you wanted to create. And it's not because you're not deserving. It's because you're focusing too much on other people and not enough on yourself. You're doing all these amazing things that you highly accredit yourself for. You're super caring, super considerate, super big heart for everybody else. Where the fuck is your self-love? That's why you're snapping at everybody else. Because in the mirror, if you're angry at others or frustrated with others in the mirror, if there was one right in front of you, you'd be angry and frustrated at yourself. Where's the self-love? Where's the nurturing your creation? If you were nurturing your creation of your life, it wouldn't have broke. Right in your lap. Wouldn't have broke. The shadow path that you're walking off of, right? This pattern's done. That pattern's done. What is the path of the light you're taking? What is the path of the light you're taking? Really talk about owl wisdom. This is wisdom. This is because wisdom is like knowledge based on experience. You become wise with experience when you know how to apply the knowledge of experience. Just that's what you're realizing. You're getting a lot of help and a lot of support, because it's not like the divine didn't see all the good you were doing. They fucking saw. They saw you struggle too. They saw you be real big with your heart. And they saw you struggle. They saw you wish. They heard you praying. They just needed you to love yourself first. It's like opening the door. You got to open the door. They gave you the door. You have to walk through it. You know what I mean? Like, Spirit can't push you through it. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, Path of the Light. This is a brand new solid foundation. Reminds me of the energy in this card. Yeah, this is the solid new foundation manifesting within the self. Seven of Swords. Two of Cups. The light being a path of light with the Seven of Swords, the Lord of unstable efforts. This is where you stop robbing yourself. This is where you stop robbing yourself. Yeah, Two of Cups, moving forward. Especially if there's like a sacred soulmate, especially a child, because the two whales on here, one's smaller than the other. Or a soulmate that is more mature than you, right? Or older or wiser than you, that you would actually be the smaller one. That they come into your life and help you move forward to keep your new version aligned, moving into calmer waters, the Lord of earned success. If you have a soulmate come in, when you stop lying to yourself because you've laid the groundwork of a new foundation, they're here to stay. They're here to stay. You could take the help. They're an old soul, older than yours. Old soul. Who understands your path, understands your lessons, understands your grievances about what you had to go through. And overcame them too. Right? And overcame them too. They're overcoming them with you. Whoever the soulmate dynamic is for you. Right, it doesn't have to be romantic, although it absolutely can be. It's, you know, Venusian and Cancerian energy, the Two of Cups. It's the beauty and gratitude and nurturance. All right. What's the truth, Spirit, that you'd like to leave them with? Secret code name, Owl Wisdom. The moment I embrace peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Surrender the outcome. Surrender what success looks like. And just be like, you know what, Spirit, I'm ready for success. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I'm ready for success. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I don't need to have what they have. I don't need to experience what they're experiencing. I don't even need to feel what they're feeling. Shoot me success. The best way to give it to me. Shoot me success. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. That's the conversation we were having. Whatever you're saying to someone else, you are absolutely saying to yourself. Absolutely. They're saying, well, they're stupid. I know I'm not stupid, but they're stupid sometimes. Well, yeah, you know you're not stupid, but you're stupid sometimes. That's the conversation you're having with yourself, but you're stupid sometimes. You forget things like this. That's the conversation you're having with yourself. It's not terrible. It's just recognize the conversation, because if it's not a positive one, you need to change it. If you're talking to somebody else and they're being a royal D-bag, that's fine. They can be and feel whatever energy they want. But you still choose yours. You still choose the words that come out of your mouth. You still choose your facial expressions. Are you crying and sad and speechless? Because if that's the case, your inner self is so fucking sad it's speechless. If you're looking in the mirror and you're feeling tired, you're exhausted, and you're pushing yourself, the mirror would tell you you're fucking tired. Take a break. Not from what you need to get done, but the energies and the peoples that are affecting your ability to get your shit done. They can wait. Everybody can fucking wait until your energy's good, until your self-conversation is good, until your conversation with other people who are also facets of yourself is good. Don't say anybody's stupid. Don't say anybody's a narcissistic asshole. I guarantee you're carrying that fucking energy with you, and you're going to put that shit on someone else if you're having that conversation about someone else. Because anybody says that shit to me anymore and they're freaking out in front of me anymore, I'm like, all right, well, they're healing. They're healing. They're healing just fine. They're going through their process just fine. I'm a witness of it. I get to witness their healing process. I get to support them through it to the best of my ability. It doesn't even touch my energy. I just have a person in front of me that's struggling. That's okay. We're all healing. They're healing, and they're doing fine. God knows we could all always be doing worse. They're doing pretty good considering. If they're going through enough shit that they're freaking out like that, and they're manifesting me in front of them to remind them it's okay, they're doing something right, and it's just life being hard right now, and that's natural, it's fine. We run into challenges. We come across tests and feats of will and strength and inner power. Like we come through this life experience. You're just witnessing the healing around you. You're witnessing and feeling and sensing the healing of yourself. Because you can't see yourself like other people do, but you feel yourself the way other people don't. You're witnessing yourself and your healing process just as much as you're witnessing anybody else's. The mirror is invaluable. It's priceless. It's completely priceless. Your outer experiences are a reflection of your external condition. So as soon as you created that new foundation for yourself, where that old self couldn't stay, that envious self couldn't stay, it didn't. It didn't. It couldn't stay. You're moving forward, which is wonderful. It's wonderful to be out of that energy. To be out of that energy is probably the greatest blessing, because you're instantly grateful for everything you have. Everyone who's amazing in your life, even if it's just your reflection. You're grateful for everyone in your life. Everyone. Everything served its purpose, always. All right. Last secret code name, Dolphins. We're going 122, 33. All right. Let's see here. Spirit, please. For secret code name, Dolphins. Secret code name, Dolphins. What is the guidance on the path to their greatest visions? Yeah, seeing the true you, card number 29, breaking down to an 11. You're realizing your reflection. You're realizing your reflection. You're seeing exactly who you are. 29 breaks down to an 11. This is a self-mastery number. You might have been going through, and it just pinged me because a little teacup back here reminded me instantly of Beauty and the Beast. And I was like, you know what? You might be going through your own Beauty and the Beast moment inside. Inside. The belle and the beast of yourself. Where you know the bright, beautiful, knowledgeable, wise side of yourself. And you know the animal that's uncouth and doesn't know how to hold its own. That gets out of control. It's primal. And you're domesticating with your love the beast part of yourself. You're refining it. You're not changing the beast. You're refining it. You're not saying it can't have its animalistic tendencies, but it could totally have a purpose. Like, you don't want it to become so domestic it can't climb a fucking tree and rescue your cat. You know what I mean? It's like you're going through a moment where you're seeing the beautiful parts of your thinking process and the beautiful parts of your feeling process, and you're also starting to see how some parts of your processes, whether they're mental or emotional, are in need of refining. They're too primal, too dualistic in their nature, where the balance is needed, right? It's either too black or too white. And the gray is needed. And the gray is needed. Being in a world of extremes, refined and unrefined, it's like, okay, can I just simply make everything neutral? Because even Belle in Beauty and the Beast, you know, she has fun. She starts, you know, throw snowballs. Like, she's not so refined and studious and in her books that she's not having fun. The refined part of you can go back to basics. Just like the unrefined part of you can become more. It's okay to see all sides of yourself, and it's okay to tweak. That's the whole point. You get to tweak. You can tweak any way you want. If you want to be a crazy, villainous, destruction and destroy, rah person, you have that choice. You can be that. You can be that. You can be anyone. Whatever you want to reflect. If you're happy being all kinds of wild, great. Be wild. It makes you happy. It creates happiness for you, great. Feel happy, whole, complete, healthy, great. But if the chaos and the wild is in need of a serious fine-tuning, then you'd be like, you know what, then I'm going to go to work. I'm going to practice my emotional etiquette. I'm going to practice my emotional etiquette. I'm going to practice my mental etiquette. I'm going to refine myself. Because it's going to get me back in touch with my spiritual self, my etiquette of soul. Yeah, it's okay to see who you are in your best and worst moments, because that's where you discover who it is you really want to be. What parts do you want to take with you? And what parts do you want to refine? What parts stay the same? What gets refurbished? What gets cleaned? What gets made brand new? What is beautifully perfect with the chip in it? Right. Master Healing, card number 33. I fucking love this card. Master number 33. Here we go. It says, as you meditate, remain true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path. You become an increasingly powerful healer this way. You are here to live your own life, to be true to what genuinely moves you. The unconditionally loving guide and ascended master, Serapis Bey, comes to you now with a blessing of master healing to further your success on your path. The Master Serapis Bey is a beloved guide for those who feel a strong soul connection to ancient Egypt, for healers who are developing their own modalities, and those who love to work with high-frequency concepts. He also assists with the translation of spiritual inspiration into practical worldly plans. He comes to confirm that the Ascended Masters are aware of you. You are an integral part of a powerful spiritual team that has taken physical incarnation here to help awaken your consciousness into love. You are asked to tune into your heart. What do you love enough to overcome any obstacle to obtain it? Who do you love enough to overcome any obstacle to attain it? What motivates and inspires you? Not what seems impossible or practical, but what's authentic. We are most powerful when we serve authentically from our heart. A bird might learn how to dive underwater from time to time, but it is never going to be at its most powerful if it has to live underwater. It would struggle to thrive if it were to force itself into such unnatural expressions of its life energy. The bird yearns to fly because that is its divine nature and purpose. You too have a divine nature and purpose, and your heart holds the clue. What feels most like you? What feels most like you? It is difficult to assess the truth of our own nature when we believe we should live up to the expectations of others. If we are attached to an outcome or afraid of an answer, we can unintentionally block our own perceptive faculties. A spiritual version of sticking our fingers in our ears and shouting blah blah blah. The blessing of Serapis Bey includes his clear flame of divine cleansing light, and this can assist you in letting go of whatever blocks you from knowing the truth of your nature. When we are willing to be who we are, the universe can more easily guide us to fulfill our destinies. Serapis Bey will help you see yourself and the value of what you share more truthfully. Seeing the true you is helping you see yourself. It's helping you see your facets. Like I said, it's not about the beast changing. The beast was perfectly fine. He got refined all on his own. Never lost the fun. Never lost the instinct. You know, seeing who you are. Loving the reflection. You're not like anybody else. You know, like the birds aren't meant to dive into the water and live in the water. They're birds. They fly. And unless you're a penguin, what are you doing diving underwater? And trying to live there. Even penguins don't live underwater. You know what I mean? Like, you can enjoy certain pieces however you want to enjoy them. However you want to define yourself. But see you for who you really are. Think about all the hats that you wear. You know, the different labels or titles that we hold. Think about them all. Where would you refine them? Where are they good enough or exceptional? And what hats do you wear that you would like to refine because it's still a little too wild, it's still not really under your control, and so it needs to be refined, needs to be worked on? What hats? Is it the spouse hat? Is it the parent hat? Is it the family member hat? Is it the best friend hat? Is it the self hat? Do your refining. Look into your history to see where you've struggled the most. And if you're still struggling there, that's where you need to start refining. So that you can love and approve of all of yourself and not feel like a part of you is unruly or not good enough. Part of you that should be locked away and left alone and never be bothered, because as soon as it gets bothered, it's a mess. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. It's rude to your day. That version of yourself. Right. So, Spirit, please, what is the shadow path they're coming off of? Secret code name Dolphins. What is the shadow path you're coming off of? Got the Two of Pentacles, taking the steps one step at a time. One step at a time. The beast did not refine himself overnight. Sorry if that was loud. We got the Tower, the Strength card, and the Eight of Cups. The shadow path you're on, it's like being overly cautious about things and tippy-toeing. I'm hearing tippy-toeing around people. Tippy-toeing around people. Tower moments happening. Where it feels like your soul is spilling out, shredded in a million pieces. And getting stuck. It's like the actual tower is not crumbling, but everything inside the tower is spilling out. Like you're not crumbling, but everything inside you starts to spill out. The parts of you that feel shredded and stuck. Then you say things because your ego would make you think that you need to intervene or say things, and that's false. Sometimes you need to stop worrying about other people's balance so much and focus on your own. Focus on your refinement. Fuck their refinement. They can focus on their refinement. They will be fine. We all have our demons, and we all have our angels too. Yeah, we all have our demons, but we all have our angels too. They do too. They do too. You're not the only one that serves them and their highest good and considers them and cares about them. You are not the only one. They have themselves. And if they don't, that's what they're learning. Right? This is the shadow path that you're walking away from. You are way overextending your emotional energy to people. And when you are not in control of yourself or taking the steps one at a time to self-improvement, you spill out. Everything you've been holding in spills out. You don't need to go there, right? You don't need to go there. You're giving way too much to other people, trying to help them to your own detriment. It's fine to help people, not to your detriment. It's fine to be of service, not to your detriment. It's fine to be available, not to your detriment. It's fine to be present, not to your detriment. It's fine to take steps. Don't get ahead of yourself, right? Because you'll trip. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sometimes I'm feeling like sometimes you just need to be quiet. Because if you're spilling out, your mind is racing. You need to still your mind. Right? You need to still your mind. You need to tell your mind that you're done feeding emotions to all these other stories. Except the one in front of you, right? The one you're actually living. Saturn energy, Piscean energy. Mars energy. Lots of fire. What's the path of the light look like? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, change of fate. Ace of Pentacles, solid new foundation. Knight of Wands, divine inspiration, expression of will being communicated. And the Queen of Swords, cutting off your own mental stress, cutting off the head of the beast. Your own inner beast. Right? That part of you that is primitive and wants to dip into your ugly. The spilling. I keep getting this spilling. Like Spirit's saying it over and over and over. You're spilling out. Your own energy is spilling out to other people. I don't know why Spirit keeps telling me to tell you to just fucking stop. Like, shut up, stop. Like you're just spilling and spewing some kind of energy that is not in alignment with your highest good or the highest energy you want to create. There's some kind of ruminating or consistently spinning, like to distract you from yourself. You can't be having all these kinds of conversations about whatever that's not that's a distraction from your self-work. It's like being bored and not knowing what to do, and instead of just focusing on yourself or writing in a journal or letting your thoughts free flow, you talk to someone and then you talk to somebody else and it's the same story. You know what I mean? It's the same story. You might even retell a story, you know what I mean, to a person that you told the story to last week. You know, it's like, what are you spilling out that you're not addressing? And so Spirit's like, hey, if that's where you were, we need to get you where you're going, right? This is the path to your greatest vision. We have to get you in alignment with the path of light. This is like changing your fate, establishing new solid ground rules for yourself, healthy boundaries for yourself, lines that you will not cross. Lines that you will not cross for yourself. That you will have an expression of will and stamina and inner electricity, you know what I mean? That you can be in your heart's truth and not take anybody else's ego. Not take in anybody else's ego. Everybody has their demons. It's not your job to take them on. You have your own. You have your own. Everybody else's demons need to wait. You're not interested in their story. You're not interested in all the garbage and bullshit that they're dealing with. You are not interested. Why? Not because you don't care. Because you care a lot and it plays on you. You can't hear it right now. You don't want to know. You don't want to know all their drama. You don't care. You don't care. Not because you don't love them. You can't. You can't. It affects you too much and you start spilling, overflowing all the shredded energy of yourself and others, because if you're taking it in from others, you're definitely not working on your own. And now you just have both. You're holding too much. You're literally holding too much negative energy. Let it go. Other people's problems are not your problems. They're not your problems. If you could listen to it all day and not give a shit that you could hang up the phone after a 12-hour rant of someone spewing their garbage, you're like, well, I have the rest of my 12 hours left in my day to do whatever I want and not give them another fucking thought. Great, do that. But if you can't, don't. Don't put yourself in a position where you're taking in all this other energy from people that's toxic and you're not processing it, or you're being affected by it, or you're having to deal with it, or you're having to reconcile it. It's not your job. It's not your job to make anybody else emotionally stable. It's not your fucking problem. Keep your nose out of everybody else's business, because it's only going to start to fucking smell. It's going to start to fucking smell. And if your nose is not in your own business, it's going to start to smell and you're not going to know where it's coming from, and it's going to be you. Focus on yourself. I don't care how hard that sounds. Focus on yourself, your immediate surroundings, the people immediately in your life that are dependent on you, literally. Literally. Don't take anybody else's energy. Not right now. It's not important. That's not the priority, right? Not the priority. You want to be on the path to your greatest visions, you got to stop with, eating and shoving down all of the energy that's from other people, because it's going to start to, it has nowhere else to go. It has nowhere else to go but out. It's too much. It's too much. It leaks into other areas of your life that you don't want affected. You might not even realize how much this shit affects you. So the truth Spirit is leaving you with, there is a stream of love supporting your dreams. Abso-fucking-lutely. A stream of love flows. supporting your dreams. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Spirit's trying to teach you what you're doing is overwhelming. You're feeling it and thinking it's your own. It's not, it's probably not even your own energy you're feeling, because technically your tower's solid. All the energy you're feeling is other people's bullshit. It's not even meant to be in there. Their bullshit's not even meant to be in your life. They can be in your life, their bullshit can't. You can love them. They can be in your life, but their bullshit can't. It can't. It's causing issues. Focus on your inner light and see the world through the lens of love. You're a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. You're here to get closer to love, not their shit. You're here to find yourself, refine yourself to love. Well, what if I have no one then? What if I'm alone? Then you are your own best company, because nobody else is considerate of your energy enough to take into consideration that their shit company and their shit energy is lingering all over you and sticking with you in your mind and in your heart and in your worries and your fears and everything else, and they're affecting your life. They're affecting your life. Dolphins are about joy. Joy and play and fun. If you're not enjoying and being creative or playing with experience and having fun, what the fuck are you feeding into? I mean, who the hell knocked on anybody's door and said, hey, you want to be depressed with me today? I feel like being really sad and just going off for, you know, a couple hours about all the bullshit in my life that I'm not really going to change. Who the fuck calls up somebody and says that, and they're just like, yeah, come on over. I can't wait to be depressed with you all day. Can we do it again tomorrow? What? No one does that. No one does that. Why? Because it's stupid. It sucks. It sucks. It's not smartly. Not if you're trying to get closer to love. Now, if someone is asking for serious understanding and you can tell they're willing to receive because they need to hear it, they've hit a fucking all-time low, and they are ready to hear a truth bomb in 2 seconds flat and let it last for 2 seconds flat, because that's all you're willing to give, because that's all you know is necessary or required of you to say, because anything beyond that will take your peace. Walk through the goddamn light door. Leave it open so they could follow you. Walk right on through the light door. Say goodbye to the shadows. Say goodbye to being an energetic doormat for people to dump their garbage. Say goodbye to being an energetic doormat where people dump their garbage. This you are not a dumping ground. You are not a dumping ground that is meant to take it all in and be fine. It's ruining your beautiful facade. You're ruining your beautiful structure. Disrupting everything you've built so hard and worked so hard for. The energy you're taking in has to go. It has to stop. That's the best advice this reading can give you on the path to your greatest vision. If you seriously want to be happy, if you want to be healthy, if you want to feel full and good and not worried about anybody, you need to make adjustments. You need to make adjustments. Again, you are not a dumping ground. You are not a dumping ground. I don't care how bored you are. Find something else to do. Don't let somebody dump on you just because you're fucking bored. Find something else to do. All right? So, everybody, I hope that helps. That is the last secret code name. I will make sure that all the timestamps go in the description for you so that you could check them out later if you want to go back to them. You know, these messages are always good in divine time. I love you all very, very much. I hope that I have served you well. Until next time, guys, love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everybody.